Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our March meeting. Please join me in saluting the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here.
Mr. LaFever?
Here.
Mr. McMullen?
Here.
Mr. Marco Gump?
Here.
Mrs. Thrash?
Here.
Mrs. Sharino?
Here.
Mrs. Taylor?
Here.
Mr. Trauger?
Here.
And Mr. Wood?
Here.
Thank you, Nancy. I will begin with my report this evening. Good evening, everyone. Again, thank you for joining us tonight, both in person and from home. This month, in our Personnel Committee meeting, we again discussed the rising cost of the GLP-1 medications in our district and how significantly they have increased our healthcare claims from approximately $86,000 in the 2023 school year to over $1.2 million projected for the 2025-26 school year. This concern also fell into our Finance Committee meeting discussion, where administration continues the difficult work of identifying ways to reduce costs while ensuring our students receive the education and resources they need to succeed in the future. Our budget process is not an easy one. School districts everywhere are facing the challenge of decreasing revenue while costs continue to rise. One clear example is in special education funding. Penrith is receiving less state funding for special education, yet the number of students requiring special education services and the associated costs continue to increase. We're still waiting for the state budget to pass, but even with its approval, we're currently anticipating only a 1.2% total increase in funding. The reality is that our district is facing a deficit driven by rising operational costs, increasing special education costs and needs, charter school expenses, weather-related operational impacts, and insufficient state funding. However, despite these challenges, we remain committed to managing our budget responsibly and being transparent with our community about the decisions we make. On a more positive note, I'm happy to report that our Student Services event, Phones Focus in the Future, was a success. It brought together teachers, parents, and community members to begin an important conversation, one that will certainly continue moving forward. At this month's Curriculum Committee meeting, we reviewed several encouraging data points demonstrating how intentional, consistent, and targeted instruction is improving our students' outcomes in math, science, reading, and language arts. We also discussed how focusing on short-term instructional goals can help prioritize explicit instruction tailored to each student, ultimately increasing their overall achievement. I'm also pleased to share that the STEM M program that we discussed last month is on track to be implemented next year in our middle schools. In addition, I want to thank all of our teachers and staff for making Read Across America Week a success throughout the district. Each school celebrated reading in its own unique way, and it was wonderful to see many of the students enjoying the activities. I would also like to congratulate the Drama Club students at Central and South Middle Schools for their wonderful performances this past month, as well as the High School Drama Club for their excellent production this past weekend. It's always inspiring to see such dedication and talent in our district. I hope to attend North performance next year, as I unfortunately missed it this year. Finally, I would like to thank our health and wellness staff for the many ways to help our students build coordination, confidence, and understanding on the importance of daily physical activity. In our elementary schools, this happens through their activities such as tag, parachute games, basketball, games such as also volleyball. In middle school, students participate in events like 3-on-3 basketball, tournaments throughout their positive behavioral interventions and support initiatives. And at the high school levels, students engage through physical education classes, emergency care courses, officiating, umpire classes, and wellness programs. Thank you for attending again, and that concludes my report for this evening. Next, we have on our agenda, we move on to our superintendent's report. Dr. Barrios.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening. Even though it's called Read Across America Day, the celebration of reading in our schools goes beyond one day and has also intersected several themes in our district. On the screen, you can see many of us who were guest readers in schools throughout the district, as well as how students and staff really showed their love of books and reading. From the high school to kindergarten, it was another great Read Across America celebration. I had the good fortune of joining a kindergarten class at Bedminster, and before we got rolling, a young person raised her hand and asked me the question, the question was, why are you bald? So we talked about genetics, and I was thrown off, for sure. So, there were also dozens of books in our schools about famous women in history, and that's because March is Women's History Month. Displays across the district integrated this special theme into their everyday classroom conversations. Continuing with our reading theme, at Seiler Elementary School, staff and students have been focusing on their Create Bravely program, which allows them to collaborate with author Peter Reynolds, whose work encourages children and adults to embrace creativity, perseverance through challenges, and express themselves with confidence. Seiler's Create Bravely initiative has come to life this year through unique experiences that have inspired creativity, risk-taking, and student voice. Students connected virtually with author Peter Reynolds, whose ongoing support has energized both learners and staff, while events like Family Night and Read Across America Week extended this mindset into homes and classrooms. Most importantly, our students have embraced what it means to create bravely, modeling courage, creativity, and leadership in meaningful ways. Tonight, we are proud to recognize members of our student leadership team, along with their dedicated teacher, leaders, and principal row. So if you'd like to come forward for a recognition so we can at least rise. Yeah, sure. You're here.
Way to create bravely.
Great minds bravely. Ready, 1, 2, 3. We got it. Great job, everybody. Thanks for coming.
For the second year in a row, we took some time during National Agriculture Week to celebrate the essential role of farmers in producing food, fiber, and fuel, as well as their rich beverage connection to agriculture. This annual initiative, led by the Agricultural Council of America and the PA Farm Bureau, raises awareness about agriculture's impact on the economy and promotes careers in the industry. To celebrate, we had several of our local farmers and leaders be guest readers in our schools. The readers included, if when you hear your name at the farmers, folks, please come forward for a recognition. All of you come up, please. Feel free, come on up. We have something for you. You work very, very hard for all of us, so please come forward. I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize Ms. Meg Burke, our RELA supervisor, who's seated back there as well, for organizing this wonderful initiative. So the following individuals stand before you: Carol Herstein, Kate Hedrick, Tom Halderman, Leah Villagra, Kathy Moyer, Kate Goldenberg, Don Buckman, Sandy Herstein, Mark Sheets, Connie Freed, and Maddie Buzeo. I hope you pronounced your name correctly. And I just want to, how many of you are Penridge graduates? If you could raise your hand. So they're all proud Penridge graduates. And we want to publicly recognize them and thank you very much for spending time with our students. The Farm Bureau and the farmers also donated a book to each elementary school library. So it wasn't just come in to read, but it was also talking about the role of a farmer, and the feedback that I got from some of the teachers, this was outstanding. So we know that our young people don't think it just comes from Weiss, Giant, Landis markets. These we're very, very connected to each of you, and we thank you for all that you do for this. I also want to thank Mr. Bruce Weichel, who is not here tonight. And Bruce was retired from Penridge as a teacher, special education teacher. And he's not here tonight. He was unable to read, but he's dealing with a very, very serious medical issue, and he is in our thoughts and prayers. But he's a wonderful human being. If you could just keep Bruce in your thoughts, I'd appreciate that. So thank you very much to everyone. If you pose for a photo, that'd be great. This next accolade, I'd like to thank our board member, Ms. Carly Taylor, for bringing these students to my attention. The Interscholastic Association provides Penridge students in grades 4 through 12 the opportunity to compete in hunt, seat, western, and dressage disciplines, challenging riders to perform on randomly assigned horses without prior warm-up. This unique format builds confidence, adaptability, and composure, while also promoting a strong team environment centered on sportsmanship, leadership, and mutual support. Students dedicate extensive time to practice, horse care, and competitions, often committing long days in pursuit of growth and excellence. Through IEA, riders can earn advancement to regional, zone, and national levels, while also accessing leadership opportunities, scholarships, and continued pathways in collegiate and lifelong equestrian competition. Tonight, we would like to recognize these Penridge students who also stand out in the world of equestrian sports. From Once Upon a Time Farms, and the students, when you hear your name, please come forward. From Once Upon a Farm Enchanted Equestrian Team, Coach Mindy McCauley and rider Haley Walker, Penridge High School senior. In the 2024 regionals, Haley took second place, competed at zones, and plans to attend Millersville University to pursue her elementary education studies. So we will guarantee you an interview when you graduate. So, rider Isabel Klingman Baycock, junior co-captain, competed at Regionals 2025 in her first season. So, are you here? Come on forward. Please come forward. And keep rolling. We're going to go to a different farm. From the Everything Little Farm, Coach Kelsey Beers and rider Ava Prisush.
Perchowitz.
Say it for me, please.
Perchowitz.
Perchowitz, I'm sorry, I was a little tongue-tied there. A Penridge High School sophomore. In the 2025 zones, Ava finished second place and is headed to nationals in St. Louis next month. We're also honoring the following riders. Rider Bridget Landgraf, who's a freshman, 2025 zones competitor. Rider Alexa Yanks, freshman, 2025 zones competitor. Rider Faith Bilbis, 8th grade, 2025 zones champion. Middle school team member who is also headed to nationals. Rider Genevieve Germino, 7th grade, 2025 zones competitor. So we have certificates there for you. We're going to move on to the Red Wing Farm. Coach Amber Jewell and rider Ella Fussner, sophomore, 2025 regionals competitor. Rider Collins Tarasowicz, freshman, 2025 zone second place, headed to nationals. Competes Hunt, Seat, and Western, and will compete in Western regionals in April. She won at Western Nationals 2024. Rider Paisley Tarasowicz, 6th grade, 2025 zones competitor. Congratulations to you all, and thanks for joining us tonight. Did all of the equestrian students get a certificate? Perhaps they didn't make the script. Let me see the names, please. I know we have
Isabel and Ella.
Ella.
And then I believe we have one more, Ms. Riker.
It's okay. Our TV brought it for us.
No.
We're great.
Okay, but didn't make the script, so
Thank you.
I'm very, very sorry about that.
No worries.
The third annual South Fest at Penridge South Middle School was another huge success, and it's all because of the staff at South and what a dedicated team of educators we have there. South Fest was started 2 years ago as an interactive alternative to the traditional spring break back to school night, or parent-teacher conferences that were usually poorly attended. When you walk through the halls of South during South Fest, the level of planning, energy, and spirit and interaction was evident, along with tons of positive comments expressed by the parents. So we thank Principal Renner and the team at South Fest. For the second year in a row, Penridge and the Percy Police Department teamed up to make 6 students at Guth Elementary School a police chief for the day. So I think Mayor Hollenbach's here. Is the police chief here? Want to come forward? Please. In the month of February, teachers and staff who witnessed or heard of a student doing a good deed at school, at home, or out in the community received a nomination for the Chief for a Day raffle. At the end of the month, 1 student was chosen from each grade to represent their grade as the Chief for a Day. In addition, each homeroom selected 2 of the nominees for posts as Sergeant for a Day, where they would receive ID badges to be present for the pizza lunch, including chiefs, sergeants, and officers engaging in conversations and increasing an already wonderful relationship with our local police officers. I will now turn the presentation. So where are the chiefs of the day? Are they here? They're not here, okay.
They are not here.
All right, but we thank, is the police chief here?
Mr. Matt Smith is here.
Mr.
but,
Matt Smith, he's a one of our
No, I think
outstanding
police chief
principals.
is not here.
But we thank you, Mayor, and all the students for having this wonderful initiative. I saw some of the posts on social media. It was excellent.
It's a terrific day, and Mr. Smith does a terrific job getting the group ready. So they come into the Borough Hall. I get to swear in. If you look at the picture, if you can see the pictures on the wall, and I realize as I'm standing there trying to do the swearing in, I'm a little too tall for them. So I got down in a chair, swore them in. I was in Borough Hall, and then we did lights and sirens over to Guth. And Mr. Smith has all of Guth ready to go, and the kids with signs. It was a great example of community. I loved it. It was really good.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all you do.
Absolutely.
Next up, I'd like to introduce Mr. Tim Keddy, who will go over winter sports recognition.
Thank you, Dr. Barris. Actually, what I would like to do is bring up our Director of Athletics and Activities, Mr. Hunt, so he can go over and celebrate some of the great accomplishments of our winter sports and athletes.
All right, thanks for having me here. All right, we got a lot of kids to celebrate here. The winter season, we're proud to recognize the student athletes who've earned the opportunity to compete at the state championship level. Qualifying for states represents the highest level of achievement in high school athletics and is a testament to the dedication, the discipline, and perseverance that these athletes demonstrate every single day. We want to congratulate our state qualifiers for their outstanding performances and for representing our school community with pride and excellence. First, we're going to start with our swimmers. So, can Timmy and Sadie come on up? So this season, we proudly recognize 2 outstanding members of our swim team who qualified for the PIAA State Championship held at Bucknell University on March 11th and 12th. Senior Timothy Hahn qualified in both the 200 individual medley and a 100-meter breaststroke, showcasing his versatility and his dedication. He placed 27th overall in the 200 IM and delivered an exciting performance in the 100-meter breaststroke, finishing 17th overall. In a dramatic moment, Tim found himself tied for 16th place, requiring a swim-off to determine advancement. He capped off his final race as a Ram with a lifetime best performance, an outstanding way to close out his high school career. Junior Sadie Hogan made her second appearance at the state meet, competing in the 100-meter butterfly. She advanced through the preliminary round to earn a spot in the finals, where she finished an impressive 16th overall. Her performance continues to build on an already strong career, with more to come in the future. We congratulate both of them for their exceptional performances this year at the state championship year. Our compliance director and head coach, Jen Anselmo, because I know the hours that she puts in with these guys. Next, we want to welcome up some members of our indoor girls track and field team. Some of them couldn't join us here today, but if you are here, come on up, ladies and coach. So our state championship qualifiers were Jalen Jones, Carly Freer, Emma Gall, Gianna Luthi, Ariana Parks, Allison Crow, Sophie Turner, and Riley Brown. And I don't know if she made it here, but Jessica Lackner is also here. And just a little highlight of their performance. Our girls indoor track and field team delivered exceptional showing at the PIAA indoor track meet held at Penn State University, highlighted by multiple standout relay performances. The 4x200 meter relay earned a remarkable second place finish in the state, earning second team all-state honors, and solidifying themselves as one of the top relay squads in Pennsylvania. The 4x400 meter relay placed fourth overall, earning honorable mention all-state recognition. Their race was exceptionally memorable as the leadoff runner was tripped and fell to the track early in the race. Despite the setback, the team showed incredible resilience and determination, fighting all the way back to finish in fourth. It's rare at the state level to overcome a fall and still medal, making this performance a true testament to their grit and determination. And lastly, our 4x800 meter relay also qualified for the state meet, finishing 17th overall. This accomplishment is even more impressive considering the team competed without their anchor leg, Jessica Lackner, who fell to an injury earlier in the season. Congratulations again to all of our track and field state members. And lastly, members of our boys wrestling state qualifying group. Mr. Matt Coffin, Mr. Sawyer Majati, and Quinn made it? And then, all right, we'll start with Quinn, since he couldn't join us. So, senior Quinn McBride capped off a remarkable high school career with a 36-11 senior season. This postseason included a third place finish at sectionals, second place at districts, and second at regionals to qualify for states. Quinn concluded his career with an impressive 127 wins with 42 losses, and an extensive list of accomplishments including 4-time state qualifier, 2-time state placer, 2025 district and regional champion, and 4-time regional finalist. His legacy will leave a lasting impact on the program. Next, we have freshman Matt Coffin, who made an immediate impact in his first high school season, finishing with an outstanding record of 41 wins and 9 losses, including the win over a reigning state champion at our league championship meet. He captured a sectional championship, placed second at districts, and third at regionals to earn his spot at the state tournament. And Matt's strong start puts him well on track toward becoming another Penridge 100-win wrestler. We look forward to your future, Matt. And Matt's bracket at states was just killer. So congratulations for you for competing there and giving it your all. And lastly, I have our junior superstar, Mr. Sawyer Amajadi, who delivered an exceptional season with a 45-win, 7-loss record. He earned championships at both the sectional and district levels, and he placed third at regionals and went on to finish 6th in the state along the way. He set a new school record with 26 pins in a single season and now holds a career record of 70-21. And his performance this year will definitely solidify him as another 100-win Penridge wrestler. So we're incredibly proud of these student athletes for their dedication, resilience, and accomplishments at the highest level. Their success continues to build upon the proud tradition of the wrestling program here at Penridge, and we look forward to celebrating their achievements with new banners and placards in our gym. Good job, guys.
Going to switch gears a little bit here. So I'd like to begin our celebrations by highlighting one of our outstanding educators tonight. Mr. Jason Plowa, a science teacher here at the high school, was awarded the National Association, this is like a mouthful, the National Association of Geoscience Teaching Outstanding Earth Science Teacher Award. Mr. Plawa was recognized for this world, and I got a quote directly from the award notification. Your dedication, passion, and innovative teaching methods in earth science have clearly left a lasting impact on your students and peers alike. The Outstanding Earth Teacher Award is a testament of your unwavering commitment to the art of teaching earth science and positive influence you have had on a learning journey of countless individuals. Your ability to inspire and engage students, create an inclusive environment, and consistently go above and beyond to enhance the educational experience is truly remarkable. I thought I just needed to quote that because I couldn't summarize that any better. As part of this prestigious honor, Mr. Plow will be featured in the fall edition of In the Trenches, which is a national publication for the National Association of Geoscience Teachers. He's only one of 15 individuals to win this award in the country, and he is the first Pennsylvania teacher to have accomplished this in the last 5 years. Now, what I would love to do is invite Mr. Plawa up to join us tonight, but he's at home with his wife because they gave birth to their third boy this weekend, so we'll give him the night off for that. We offer the warmest congratulations for him on both his remarkable professional achievement and his growing family. Dr. Barris had mentioned this, but it's also March is Music in Our Schools Month. I'd like to turn gears once more and publicly recognize, and I think they're both here, senior Chloe Went and sophomore Caden Wool. If you guys could come up. They'll be up multiple times tonight. These two students qualified for the PMA All-State Choir, which is a group made up of 240 of the best chorale singers in our state. And Shim, are you here too?
I am.
Come on up. And I said that correctly, right? For our Penridge High School Club Spotlight, we'd like to recognize Women's History Month. It is important to highlight the remarkable students who made our Women in the Workforce event possible each year. Although this event operates under the umbrella of our student council, the true vision and execution come from the dedicated planning group, including Ali Perlini, Liliana Orsino, Alex O'Hara, and Zoe Brown. This event, now in its third year, is a symposium that stands as a meaningful student-driven community event. These young women take the lead in organizing an experience that brings prominent female professionals into our schools to share their career journeys and inspire our next generation. Their efforts have created a unique and impactful program that connects students with real-world pathways while strengthening the bonds within our school community. We're very proud of their leadership, creativity, and commitment. At this time, I would like Allie to come up to just talk a bit about the event, which actually is this Thursday in our hallway. So Allie, if you want to speak about the event.
Sure. Good evening. I'm Alexandra Perlini. I'm a junior here at Penridge High School, and I've been in student council for 3 years. I'm up here to discuss the Women in the Workforce event this Thursday, March 26th. This event has become a cornerstone for our school community. Over the past 3 years, we have heard from phenomenal women who share their personal journeys and experiences, whether they're engineers, entrepreneurs, educators, or artists. And by bringing in younger students, girls from clubs and different grade levels, we're making sure these stories set a powerful example. Penridge is truly doing an incredible job at giving these young girls the opportunity to see themselves in these roles, to dream big, and to know they have a place in every industry. It's this kind of support and opportunity that sets Penridge apart and that helps us all thrive together. Thank you so much.
addition, I would like to take a moment to highlight our Women's Supporting Women Club. Although the faculty advisor, Mrs. O'Sullivan, who is one of our guidance counselors, was not able to make it tonight, I do want to acknowledge her leadership and how she truly helped shape meaningful and impactful student organization. The Women's Supporting Women Club is dedicated to empowering young women by providing a safe, supportive space where students can connect with their peers. The club fosters self-confidence, strong decision-making skills, mental wellness, and a sense of purpose within our community. At this time, I would like to invite Melissa Myrick to come up and share about the projects and initiatives the club is engaging in this year. Melissa, come on up.
Hi, my name is Melissa Myrick, and I'm a junior at Penrith High School and a member of Women's Supporting Women. One of our main initiatives is the Period Project, where we use donations to supply period supplies for anyone that may need them in the bathrooms, as well as making bags for people when we go on breaks or weekends if they need anything. In addition, we seek out many opportunities to help our community, such as volunteering or making donations when possible, during holidays, or anything else when we can make donations.
Melissa, that was a great job. Finally, see all the yellow shirts in the back. I would like to invite the entire cast of Once Upon a Mattress, along with their co-directors, Ms. Cordes and Ms. Hughes, to come forward to be recognized. All those parents, you need to come up too. Come on. So as they're walking up, I hope everybody had a chance to experience the production this weekend. It was truly an outstanding showcase of the talent we are fortunate to have here at Penridge. From the vibrant singing and the dynamic dancing to the humor, the impressive set design, and the overall quality of the production, the show was nothing short of fantastic. Their performance not only is a dedication to the creativity of our students, but also strong collaboration and guidance provided by our directors and the parent support behind the scenes. Congratulations to all involved for an exceptional production. Get your picture. You need to double stack. I'll go low.
1, 2, 3. Thank you, everybody. Great job.
It was truly a fantastic production, and thank you very much. Dr. Barrios, that concludes student celebrations and teacher celebrations.
Thank you very much. That concludes the superintendent's report. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Barrios and Mr. Kenny, for that. Next, we'll hear from our student liaison, Landon.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Landon Godwin. Unfortunately, Zoe was unable to...
There we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Landon Godwin. Unfortunately, Zoe was unable to make it today, so I'll just be stepping in for her. Here at the high school, we've been trying to stay busy. Starting last Thursday and going through the weekend, Penridge held our play, Once Upon a Mattress. Congratulations to all the students who put together a great show. Looking ahead, we have spring break coming up Friday, April 3rd through Monday, April 6th. To kick off the break, we will have a half day on April 2nd. During this half day, Green and White Day will be held. Green and White Day is going to be a large-scale field day where we will hopefully hold our opening ceremonies for it at home field. After which, we will have a mix of athletic and academic competitions for the student body. We hope that Green and White will eventually become more of a community type event. Women in the Workforce will also be taking place this Thursday, the 26th, where Penridge will host women from a multitude of professions who will showcase their skills. Minithon's Luminary event will take place Friday, March 27th. This event is aimed at honoring those affected by cancer in the community. At the event, there are lit up messages written by community members who submit a Google form for those whom they want to recognize or encourage. All proceeds from the Luminary Night will go directly to Four Diamonds. The end of the third marking period is also right around the corner, wrapping up on March 31st. Lastly, our spring sports are starting to get back in full swing. Many of our sports have recently held their home openers already. Baseball is coming back from their trip to Aberdeen, Maryland, and will host their home opener against Faith this Friday. Volleyball will host its home opener against CB West this Wednesday. And this Saturday, volleyball will also be attending the Bobcat Invitational at Northeastern York High School.
Thank you, Landon. Next is public comment. So according to policy 903, public comment on matters of concern, official action, or deliberation is limited to 3 minutes and should be directed to the entire school board following the announcement of your name and municipality. Under this policy, the presiding officer has the authority to warn or stop a public commenter when violation of this policy occurs. First up, we have Miss Crystal Costling.
Good evening, members of the school board. I am here to address a serious transportation safety concern involving my son Nathan. For months, I've sent over 300 emails documenting unsafe conditions at his arranged bus stop, yet I have not received meaningful response since December 4th. The stop is located at a public post office with no supervision, no cameras, and no controlled environment. I have reported suspicious activity, including an unknown vehicle lingering near the stop and photographing the area. My son is afraid to stand there, and because he does not feel safe. I also warned the district about these dangerous winter conditions. These concerns were dismissed. As a result, my son fell. He got hurt due to icy, obstructed areas and no safe paths from that bus. This event could have been entirely avoided. To date, I have received no communication about the incident, documentation, investigation, or any corrective action. I am deeply concerned about the lack of transparency in how bus stops are arranged. Some students are given door-to-door and curb stops, yet there's no clear communication criteria. This rising serious concern about consistency, fairness, and whether decisions are being made appropriately. So I'm asking the board directly, why is a known hazardous bus stop still in use after documented student injury? I'm also requesting immediate action, relocation of my son's stop to a safe location, conducted a formal investigation for preserving all related records, implementing clear consecutive safety standards for all students. I also ask you to consider this. Would you feel comfortable having your own child stand alone in an unsupervised public location out of sight with no way to ensure their safety? Safety is not optional. It is your responsibility. I expect accountability, immediate action. Thank you.
Great. Next up is Miss Tara Berge.
Good evening. My name is Tara Berge, and I'm Lincoln Berge's mom. I'm here tonight because there's a serious issue in how decisions are being made that affect my child's access to school. Through a right-to-know request, I obtained records showing that transportation decisions were made without any formal safety study, without documented criteria, and without consistent application across students. There was no PennDOT study, no engineering analysis, and no documented hazard assessment, and yet decisions were made anyway by drive-by observations. Through right-to-know requests, I reviewed internal communications that raised serious concerns, not only about how it was spoken about, but how this situation was represented. In one communication, it was stated that the district was working with me to review this matter comprehensively. This was not my experience. I was presented with two options, a special education bus or a waiver. There was no safety study, there was no PennDOT involvement, and no meaningful accommodation was offered, only legal communications and a firm standpoint my son to be unnecessarily segregated or B, my son's transportation to the bus, as all of us neighborhood now do because of safety concerns. I was not told this decision was due to route restrictions. However, the records indicate that the change occurred when a new stop was added. So the question becomes where these decisions based on student needs or safety or route convenience. I asked for an objective safety evaluation. I asked for PennDOT involvement. Both the borough and the district refused. Instead, decisions were based on observation and general guidance, not actual analysis. At the same time, the route my child is expected to use is not accessible. Sidewalk accessibility matters. Safety is not just distance, it is whether a child can actually access the route safely. The intersection was already deemed unsafe, and yet my son and others are expected to cross to get to the bus stop. So instead of addressing access, I was told my child could simply be placed on a special education bus. I want to be clear, I agree that more restrictive placement should only be used when necessary, but my child does not require a special education bus. And that leads to a central issue. Why is transportation determining placement instead of an IEP team determining accommodations? Because what I'm seeing is this. A working neighborhood stop was removed. No data was used to justify that change. No criteria exists to explain the decision. And instead of restoring access, a more restrictive option was imposed. Meanwhile, other students receive curb adjacent or door-to-door transportation, including on regular education buses. The accommodation exists, it is being used, but it was not provided to my child. This is not equality, this is not safety, and this is not acceptable. So tonight I'm asking, why is this that you pick and choose who gets curb adjacent without guidelines or policies? And why are transportation decisions being allowed to override accommodations and placement outside of the IEP process? Because when decisions about children are made without data, without consistency, and without transparency, trust is not just broken, it is lost. I expect answers, and more importantly, I expect change. If those answers are not provided here, I'm fully prepared to pursue every appropriate right. Thank you.
Next, we have Kristen Bishop.
Hello, my name is Kristen Bishop, and I'm in Hilltown Township. So good evening, I'm a parent in the district, and I am here to express my concern regarding the proposed elementary school rezoning plan. I respectfully ask the board to reconsider both the timing and the process before moving forward with a vote. The proposal was only introduced to families in January, yet it is expected to take effect this fall with a vote happening tonight, I believe. This is an extremely short window for families, especially young children, to process and prepare for such major change. At the last meeting, it was stated that the maps were still being adjusted. If the maps are not finalized, it is difficult to understand why a vote would happen now. And if they are finalized, which I believe came out on the March 17th email, that was only 6 days ago for the community to review the most updated finalized maps. Families deserve the opportunity to review the final plan and provide meaningful feedback. Stability is critical at the elementary level. My child has built friendships, relationships with teachers, and a sense of belonging. Just the other day, she was saying how her and her friends chase each other on the playground at recess, and she can't wait to play this every day until she reaches 6th grade. Moving schools disrupts the foundations that can create real emotional stress. In my daughter's case, she will have, if the proposal moves through, she will have attended 3 different schools in 3 years, which is incredibly disruptive during her key developmental years. This change would also create a significant financial burden for my family. Due to the different start and end times, we would be forced to use before and after care. Based on current rates of before and after care, the total cost for all 3 of my children would be approximately $58,356 to get all 3 of my children through the elementary school years. As my husband and I had changed our work schedules to accommodate our current elementary school start and end times. Realistically, this number that I presented, $58,356, will likely increase over time. This is a substantial unexpected cost placed on families due to this district decision, and I can't imagine I'd be the only family facing this. It would have been extremely valuable for a district to engage directly with families most affected before presenting proposed maps. Many of us would prefer to remain in slightly overcrowded schools rather than move our children away from their established communities. I strongly urge the board to hold focus groups with impacted families before making a final decision. I'm running out of time, so I'd also like to say it just seems a little premature without full-day kindergarten enrollment numbers. I have not seen any cost analyses presented in any of the meetings with the different scenarios or even alternative scenarios such as modular classrooms. And I have more to say, but I know I ran out of time. If you don't mind a closing statement, I would really just like finalize maps, gather meaningful community input, and fully evaluate alternative solutions. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Next up is Ms. Katie Renee.
Hello, Katie Renee, Percy Borough. I'll just quickly start by reiterating I went to all 3 middle school musicals as well as the high school. They were incredible, so job well done to everyone. But I'm here in support of the redistricting plan. I understand and empathize with families who may be changing schools against their wishes. My own child changed elementary schools more than once for other reasons, and while parts of it were challenging and nerve-wracking, she impressed me with her resilience. Through the process, our community, our personal village, expanded. If this plan passes, I hope that all Penridge families who change schools find similar positive outcomes. Previous administrations at Penridge did not review elementary zones at any point in the recent past, at least not publicly. Our district is overdue to take this on. Having attended or listened to all of the meetings on this topic and having reviewed all of the relevant documents, I feel the only responsible choice of the board is to vote in favor of the administration's recommendation to redistrict the elementary schools. The imbalance in school enrollments is not going to go away if we simply wait for another year. I appreciate the fact that, among other factors, Dr. Palmer considered the balance of socioeconomic status within each school. These are public schools, and it's important that opportunities and resources are equitable across all schools. In particular, I'm thinking about the fundraisers that each elementary school does, usually sponsored by the HSA, to fund field trips and extras for the school and its students and teachers throughout the year. It would be unfair for any school to be at a significant disadvantage based on the socioeconomic makeup of its families. In addition, class size in elementary school is really important. Leaving some schools to have large classes and others with many empty seats is not in the best interest of students or teachers in the fuller schools. We should make every effort to balance class sizes across schools. As a parent, I don't like the idea that choosing not to approve this plan could result in specials like art and music from having their own dedicated space in more crowded schools. That impacts the learning experience that those teachers can provide. I also would not want my child to be forced to learn in a portable classroom or trailer. As a taxpayer, especially knowing that the district is already in a difficult financial position, I would not want to see construction or additions at any elementary school while there's already space available in another. I understand this is a very delicate topic and that there is no outcome that will please everyone. I appreciate the forward thinking, the opportunity for public feedback, and the adjustments that were made to the plan based on community input. Thank you.
Next up is Tori Crockett.
Hi, my name is Tori Crockett, and I'm in Bedminster Township. Bear with me, I'm nervous. My daughter is currently in 2nd grade at Bedminster Elementary. I also have 2 younger sons who will be attending elementary school in the coming years. My family purchased our home on Slaughter Road over the summer. After living in Florida for the past 10 years, we made the decision to return home to our roots family and to provide our children with a smaller school district. One of our top priorities when searching for our home was the distance to elementary school that our children would attend and a school within their community, and we were grateful to have found a home just a little more than 1 mile away from Bedminster Elementary. On several occasions, my daughter and I have walked there with her younger brothers in wagons. That's how close we are. Given the distance, we never anticipated being impacted by rezoning. After looking on the proposed boundaries, it seems our family is one of the first affected within proximity of Bedminster. Again, because that's how close we are. Reassigning us to Dagler would place us over 5 miles away when we are currently just over 1 mile away. This year has already been especially challenging for my daughter. In addition to relocating 1,000 miles away from where she was raised, she has endured the loss of 2 family members in a very short period of time. She has also faced ongoing anxiety related to her younger brother's health issues and hospitalizations, all while adjusting to a father who travels full-time for work now. Through all this, the support system she has built at Bedminster has been amazing. Her teachers, counselors, and peers have been essential to help her cope and regain stability. I am deeply concerned that another major disruption, such as schools changing, could have an extremely damaging impact on her. The support she currently has at Bedminster will not be easily replaced. Since it seems like this rezoning is going to happen, I just ask you please take a look at the boundaries and see how shipping kids 5 miles away from a school they can already walk to makes any sense. Thank you.
Great, that concludes our public comments. For the first portion, I just want to thank everyone for coming out and for your comments. Next, we will be moving on to the consent calendar. All right, motion to approve the consent calendar, A through I.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Next up is for committee reports is facilities with Mr. Kaufman.
Good evening. First, I'm going to say that I did attend the high school show. The cast was absolutely phenomenal. I think it's just one of those things just to be able to see the talent that we do have in the district. So I just want to commend them for all their efforts. And so moving on to the facilities committee, we had a meeting on March 9th. We need a motion to approve the obsolete of items for high school football equipment and nutritional services for a pizza oven and mixer.
Second. Any questions or comments?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes.
The next facilities committee meeting is scheduled for Monday, April 13th.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kaufman. Up next is finance with Mr. Wertz.
All right, moving along to finance. The finance committee met on March 9th, 2026. We have a few items up for approval tonight. First up is approval of I make a motion to approve the Upper Bucks County Technical School 2026-2027 general fund budget.
I actually make a motion to table this vote until our next school board meeting in April.
So a motion to table does not need a second, and there is no discussion. It's just a straight vote to table. Anybody saying aye would agree to table. Anybody saying nay would not.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against?
Nay.
So it is tabled.
Moving right along, I make a motion to approve the Upper Bucks County Technical School 2026-2027 capital reserve budget.
Motion to table.
Same procedure.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against?
Nay.
Motion passes. I would like to add that I am in full support of the trades. The reason for the postponement of this vote is simply because we're waiting for more information from the tech school to make an informed decision. At our last finance committee meeting, you'll see that we did present many questions to the tech school, and we're just waiting for those answers.
All right, moving on to a number of contracts to approve. And if anyone wants to bring any of those out, just let me know. But I'll make a motion to approve items A through Q.
Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes.
The next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for Monday, April 13th, 2026.
Thank you, Mr. Wertz. Next is Personnel, Mr. Trauger.
Good evening. The Personnel Committee met on March 9th. We focused primarily on healthcare planning for the 26-27 school year. We received a detailed presentation on the rising healthcare costs that are driven largely by the increased medical claims and the growing use of high-cost medications, particularly the GLP-1 drugs. Current projections indicate a potential increase of just over 15%. We also reviewed the district's healthcare reserve, which remains in a strong position, aligned with our goal of maintaining about 6 months of claims coverage. Additionally, the committee supported a 2-year renewal of the dental plan with no rate increase. Beyond benefits, we reviewed and discussed updates to several student services job descriptions to better align with the current needs and support structures. We also received a human resources update highlighting ongoing hiring efforts and a number of upcoming retirements. Overall, the committee's work continues to focus on balancing cost control with our responsibility to attract and retain quality staff through strong benefits. So the first order of business to vote on tonight is the approval of job descriptions A through D.
Second. Any
So I
questions?
make a motion to pass them. Okay.
Well, otherwise,
Yeah. Just need a second.
Any questions or comments?
you get a second?
Yeah, I second. Yeah, only a second, yeah. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes.
All right, next I make a motion to approve the 26-27 monthly benefit premiums.
Second. Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes.
All right, the next Personnel Committee meeting is scheduled for Monday, April 13th.
Thank you, Mr. Trauger. Next up is Policy with Mrs. Taylor.
Good evening. The Policy Committee last met on March 2nd, 2026. It was primarily a review of second readings for the policies we'll be voting on tonight. So if anybody wants any of these policies separated out, please let me know. But otherwise, I make a motion to approve policies A through D.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes.
Thank you. The next Policy Committee meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, April 8th, 2026.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Taylor. Next up is Student Services. Our last committee meeting was held on March 2nd, 2026. First up is the motion to approve the high school baseball team's overnight trip to the Ripken Experience Spring Training Camp, retroactive from March 12th to March 13th.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes. Next up is motion to approve the redistricting for the 2026-2027 school year in accordance with Scenario 6, Elementary Rezoning Boundary. Details presented at the March 2nd, 2026 Student Services Committee meeting.
I'd like to table motion to table this.
Same procedure. We're setting a new record for motions to table tonight. Same procedure as before. No second is necessary. Voted aye is to table. Voted nay is not to table.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against?
Aye.
The original motion is still on the floor. It needs a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
If I could, so I think this is something that we don't approach it lightly, and redistricting affects families, routines, communities, and this isn't ever an easy option, but it's one I think that the board has a responsibility to make. Over time, enrollment's shifted, populations have changed, and the needs of our students have evolved, and frankly, this should have been done years ago. On average, Districts approximately redistrict every 5 years, or at least approach the conversation. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's been about 20 years since we've had this conversation. So when adjustments are delayed for too long, imbalances grow, and it puts us in a position that we're in right now. That we've reached a point where inaction is no longer responsible, and if not now, when? I think that's the question that I keep asking myself, and continue to push this off only places a greater burden on future students and future boards. And we've made a deliberate effort to listen throughout the process. At meetings, community events, and one-on-one conversations, we've heard from families across the district. We've heard the very real concerns about challenges redistricting can bring, and those concerns matter. At the same time, for every conversation about difficulty of change, there's been another about the fear of growing class sizes and the students not receiving the attention they need. And those conversations are reinforced something important. Our responsibility is to all students. Every family understandably wants to protect what's best for their child, and that instinct's natural. And those concerns deserve to be heard and respected. But we also have an obligation to ensure the system works not just for the students in front of us today, but for those who will come after them. Ensuring manageable class sizes and balanced schools is fundamental to providing the level of attention, support, and opportunity that every child deserves. Equity, access, and opportunity cannot depend on what a student or when a student happens to enter the district. That's why, even recognizing the difficulty of this decision, we cannot allow ourselves to delay any longer than necessary. This proposal has not been rushed. It reflects nearly 2 years of review, updated enrollment projections, and careful consideration of educational, socioeconomic, and programmatic needs, including those for our most valuable learners, or vulnerable learners. It's a thoughtful attempt to bring balance back to a system that's gradually moved out of alignment. So while I think there's no perfect solution, there's a responsible one. I think that's why we need to act tonight.
I'd also like to say that I agree with just about everything you said, Chris. I think I just need to see better information on savings and expenditures, as well as the cost of maybe not redistricting at all, maybe to help the public get a better handle on what this would ultimately cost should we decide not to. I think that's something that they're looking for. It's the only reason I was asking to table it, so we got some more time to discuss. Thank you.
Any other comments?
Just quickly, I did want to thank Dr. Palmer for all of his hard work and recognize the community members, especially the ones affected by some of these moves. Dr. Palmer has been working very hard with people in the buildings, with the principals, and community members who've reached out. There have been adjustments made based on feedback we've gotten from all of them. And I, as someone who moved my kids back into this district too, I love how much everyone loves their elementary schools. But I've also experienced how welcoming and amazing our schools are, inviting new students in. And whatever the vote is tonight, it doesn't end tonight. We know there's still a lot of work to do to help families.
Thank you. I also wanted to say something just before I vote on tonight's rezoning proposal. I did want to take a moment to let our community know. Again, basically also what Chris is saying, that this decision was not taken lightly by any one of us. Over the past several months, we've had many conversations with community members, with parents, at the Student Services Committee meetings, and beyond. We've talked about why this change is being considered, the different scenarios of rezoning, what rezoning will look like, how can we improve it, how can we support our families who may be affected. We have also carefully reviewed the survey responses and responded to dozens of emails. The board and administration, Dr. Palmer, thank you, have had many thoughtful discussions with families as well. And overall, those conversations have been productive and respectful. This decision requires balancing the needs of our district, the quality of our students' education, and the feedback and concerns shared by members of our community. Like all decisions we make as board members, our responsibility is to act in the best interest of our students and the district as a whole. As we move forward tonight's vote, I want to express my appreciation to everyone who took the time to email, speak with me, and share how this change could affect their child, family, and neighborhood. I hope that through transparency throughout this process and the thoughtful adjustments that have been made, you understand the purpose behind tonight's vote and how it is intended to strengthen our district. As always, I really thank you for your engagement and for advocating for your students. Thank you. All those in favor?
Wait, just one.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, I was going to say a few things, but Chris, I think you said it perfectly, so I'm not going to repeat a lot of things that you just said. And also with Carolyn, and I agree with both of them, that there's a lot of effort that's gone into it and a lot of thought, and everybody's trying to accommodate as much as possible. So we know it's unfortunate that we need to do this, but I'm in support of it because I think it's the right thing for the future of our district.
Great, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against?
Nay.
Motion passes. Next up is motion to approve the adoption of a resolution under which the district will assume the transfer of one elementary autistic support class, AS3, currently provided by the Bucks County Intermediate Unit, and authorizing the superintendent to take all steps necessary under the school code to effectuate the transfer.
Second.
I have a second. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All those against? Motion passes. Our next Student Services Committee meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, April 8th. Next up is for the IU, Mr. Wertz.
Thank you. The IU held its monthly board meeting on March 17th, 2026. I've included on the agenda all the attachments that came out of the meeting. It goes into much greater detail about all the services that the IU provides. I encourage you to read it, and I won't read it all out for you. But this will be one of my last reports on this, as we have a new representative. I've completed my 3-year term shortly for that. So the next IU board meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, April 21st, 2026.
Thank you for that, Mr. Wertz. Next up is the Upper Bucks County Technical School, Mr. Kaufman.
The tech school held a meeting on March 19th. Earlier in the month, due to scheduling conflicts and the weather, the Finance and Facilities Committees had been canceled, which kind of shortened up the meeting. But during the administrative report, we were informed of the OAC meetings, Jim Hay Bingo Fundraiser, Exercise Sciences and the Special Olympics, Northeast Leadership Summer on a Career Connected Education Conference, and a nursery school visit. Policies 135 for project and service, 706.1 surplus or obsolete equipment, and 806 child abuse were approved. We approved the use of rate stabilization funds for the Health Trust, and the JOC approved travel for 2 employees to Delaware Valley Health Trust Educational Conference, and an agreement with the National Student Clearinghouse for a 5-year subscription to their student tracking services. The next UBCTS meeting is scheduled for Thursday, April 16th.
Thank you, Mr. Kaufman. Next up is for the Penridge Area Coordinating Committee, Mrs. Rash.
Thank you. The Penridge Area Coordinating Committee met on February 26th. Of note in the discussion, Bedminster, there's a farmland preservation of a little over 27 acres that's just approved. In Silverdale, the Mason Square subdivision, the townhomes that are being built are starting to be occupied. As far as things that impact the school district, that's probably about it. There also, PennDOT agreed to upgrade Lawrence Avenue, which is a hot mess, so I'm glad they're doing that. That is it. So the next Penridge Area Coordinating Committee meeting is March 26th.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Rash. All right, that concludes our committee reports. Next up is the old business, discussion of old business. Everyone have any old business they want to bring up? All right, I'm seeing none. Next then is discussion of new business. All right, moving right along, public comment. And we don't have any public comment. So moving right along, announcements. An executive session was held on March 2nd, 2026 to discuss personnel matters under section 708A18, and on March 9th, 2026 to discuss personnel matters under section 708A18, and an informing session under section 707B regarding rezoning and transfer of classroom equity. An executive session was also held prior to tonight's meeting to discuss confidential legal matters related to special education and potential litigation under Section 708(5), and a real estate matter involving district property under Section 708A3. The next school board meeting is scheduled on Monday, 27, 2026. I wish you guys all a wonderful evening. This meeting